Hey everybody. Hey everybody. Cool beans. All right. So, just so you guys know, I'm doing half Instagram Live and half Facebook Live. So if I'm going back and forth between the two, you guys know why I'm doing this. Anyways, happy Monday. It is Monday the 6th, I guess, of April, even though it seems like every day is blurring together. And I just wanted to jump on here and talk about some of the myths about marketing your business during this pandemic, right? This COVID-19 thing, it's super scary. A lot of people are just like trying to deal with the very fact that we're in the middle of a pandemic, which of course is like, we're dealing with a lot of unknown. I read a study the other day saying that 50% of business owners think that they're not going to make it through this particular situation, right? So I wanted to just jump on here and talk about some of the ways that we can cope with this as business owners. My name is Laurel Ann Stark. I've been self-employed since 2003. Since 2006, I've owned an online marketing agency. And one of the reasons that I feel qualified to talk about this is because I've been through the 2008 global recession, and I learned a bunch of things about it. And what I noticed were some of the good things that I wanted to share with you about when the economy starts to slow down and some of the opportunities that are available there. So I just want to do a quick disclaimer and say that I understand that not every business, like what I'm about to say, is not going to apply to every single business owner, and that if this doesn't apply to you, in no way, shape, or form is this intended to be offensive or anything like that. What I'm trying to do is to provide a little bit of information based on my personal experience about how to sort of be able to cope with this a little bit better as a business owner going through a recession. Okay. So the very first thing is that one of the myths that I see and that I've heard people sort of talking about is that like now isn't a good time to be marketing your business, that it's somehow unethical or insensitive. And I really take issue with that. And I think that actually now is the best time to be marketing your business, assuming that you have a pivoted offer, or assuming that you have the ability to deliver products and services or deliver value to your customer base, in spite of perhaps being required to close or whatever the case is. So if you do have the ability to provide value to your customers right now, you absolutely should be doing it, and you should be marketing your business. And it's not to say that by marketing your business, you're being insensitive, but if 50% of businesses are going to close through this pandemic, I mean, what's that going to do to the economy? You almost have a moral imperative, I believe, to market your business if you have the ability to do so, because small business owners and self-employed people, we are one of the biggest employers in the country, if not globally. So we contribute a ton to the economy. We contribute a ton of innovation to the economy. And marketing isn't like used car salesmanship. It's not like trying to get people to do stuff they don't want to do. It doesn't have to be sleazy. I'm talking about informing your customers and your community and prospective customers about how you can provide value for them and what kind of problems you can solve for them, and specifically how you can do that. It's a requirement for you to be able to explain that succinctly to the people that you serve, especially right now. So for your own self, so that way you can survive and be in that 50% that does make it through the other side of COVID-19 with a business intact, with revenue streams intact. And I'm not talking about Government of Canada, like financial assistance or anything like that, because it's wonderful. And I'm really happy that they've stepped up to the plate. Certainly, I'm talking about being able to have revenue streams coming in. And that's dependent on people understanding how they can spend money with you, right? So certainly want to go ahead and make sure that that's happening. So I think that, yeah, we absolutely should be marketing right now, not just from a survival perspective and from a moral perspective in terms of like making sure that we help the contribution that we have in the community continue to go forward. But also because the prices for ads are really, really low right now. And this is the opportunity portion that I wanted to bring up when I'm talking about why we should be marketing our businesses right now. So after the end of the 2008 global crisis, what I saw was that a lot of businesses went under, certainly, but the ones that stayed got really lean, they got really smart, they really innovated, they really upped their customer service. It was a test of the business model, right? It was a test of the cash flow. And the businesses that made it through were better for it, in that they came out leaner, smarter, stronger. They had a lot more ability to to adapt to tougher times. And that's some of the opportunity as well. A lot of the big players ended up going out of business, and a lot of the smaller fish were able to rise and take up existing market share. So there's a lot of opportunity in that situation where a lot of the bigger players might be sort of stalling right now. And as a small business owner, we have the ability to act quickly, which is fantastic. We have the ability to pivot quickly. We don't have to get approval from huge boards or different committees or anything like that. We can make a decision on the spot, and we can leverage and we can pivot right now. So it actually is a fantastic opportunity. We see a lot of businesses come out of the end of an economic downturn doing better than they ever were before going into it. We see a lot of businesses starting in economic downturns. And so I just want to remind you folks of this, because there is a lot of fear out there, and there's a lot of negativity, and there's a lot of chatter about like how bad this is. And I just want to remind you that there can be some good things happening as well. So myth number one, that you shouldn't be marketing your business. And I think that that's an absolute myth. You absolutely have a moral imperative to do so. And if you want to pop out the end of this with a business that's still alive, that you absolutely should be doing so. The second thing is that marketing your business, you have to be marketing like exactly the same as it was before. Like, so for example, grocery stores would be saying, hey, here's our hours of operation, or whatever the case is. Maybe that's a poor example, but I'm talking about being able to pivot. So if you have a business that's been forced to close, or your the revenue streams that you've been relying on have dried up, what I'm referring to is the ability actually to market something that you pivoted. So here's an example. IBM back in the day used to make typewriters, believe it or not. So when, of course, computers came out and everything like that, they realized that they weren't in the business of typewriters, they were in the business of word processing. So they were able to still fix a similar problem for their customers, but by thinking from a broader perspective and thinking from the shoes of the customer in terms of the problem that they solved, they were able to adapt and evolve, and they're still around today. You guys know who I mean when I talk about IBM, right? So by looking, so for example, I have a contact that's a photographer, and I got a message saying, doing some sort of online offer for a photography business would be a horrible fail. And you know what? I totally disagree. Now's the time to innovate, right? Like, everybody wants to know how to take better photos using just their smartphone. Everybody wants to know like do's and don'ts for a photo shoot, especially if you're not like a selfie master, right? Like, a lot of people don't know how to do that. So like, what a great opportunity to teach the skills that you have picked up. So if you have the chance to pivot, and to innovate. And I strongly recommend you get into a group where you can brainstorm with other business owners or anybody that is self-employed or thinking about it, et cetera, to sort of think about like, how can I serve my customers? And it doesn't have to be the same way that you've always served them. It can be a different way, right? It can be solving the same problem in a different way. So that's the second myth, is that you have to be marketing yourself the same way for the same products and services. It absolutely does not need to be that way. You can innovate, you can pivot, you can offer something different. And I encourage you to do so if the way that you were offering is no longer an option right now, right? And then the third thing I wanted to mention is that if you are marketing your business right now and you're sort of like hesitant about the online thing because you're not like selling products and services in an e-commerce situation, or you are maybe not particularly technically savvy, I just wanted to let you know that marketing your business online, you don't have to have like an Amazon store in order to be able to do that. And maybe that sounds silly, but there's people out there that were born before, the internet, and it's uncomfortable technology, right? So I just want to say that marketing your business using the internet does not necessarily mean that you are selling products and services online at all. What it could mean is as simple as streamlining your business to take Interact transfers instead of checks. It could be streamlining your business to have, say, for example, on your Google My Business page, something like phone for details as opposed to come down to the store. There's a lot of people that are pivoting in really, really interesting ways right now. And what they're doing is they're using delivery services, and they're using what we can and what we're allowed to do safely, and maximizing and leveraging that and letting go of what we can't do anymore. So what I just want to say is that the quicker we make decisions as business owners, the quicker we identify a problem that we can solve for our customers, and the more that we market it right now, the better off we'll be. And actually, I encourage you to do that, because I believe, and I've seen it before, that you end up with increased market share, you end up with increased loyalty for your customers, and just showing up and continuing to solve problems in the marketplace is absolutely rewarded. So those are some of the myths about marketing your business online during the pandemic. You will see me doing a lot of marketing right now as well, because I've been preaching for years that everybody should have at least 7 streams of income, one of which at least should come from the internet, right? So if you are interested in creating an online offer, which will create another stream of income for yourself, and you need some help doing that, I am offering a course which we are starting. It's basically a week-long workshop. We're starting it on April 15th, and in 1 week's time, you will come out with an online offer. So we're going to go through what problem you solve, what your offer actually is, how to get it online, how to price it, how to get money and like link it with your bank account. So you're going to get moral support. You're going to get brainstorming and marketing advice from myself. You will get tech support. You will get people to talk to, a space to create this and build this out for your business. So that way you pop out at the end of this pandemic with the ability to pivot, with the ability to generate revenue regardless of what's happening, to make your business stronger, to give yourself an additional income stream. And registration is going to end on April 14th. I do want to keep the group rather small, but it will be a group program. It'll be taught live by myself. I'm also including 2 one-on-one sessions. So if you need extra time to sort of hash things out or go through any sort of technical troubleshooting, of course, I'm a techie, so I'm here to help with that as well. So it's on my website. I'll also post a link below. Registration is $721 unless you register with a friend or you're an existing client, or you get a referral code from me and you get $200 off. So registering in last day to register is April 14th. And if you need help with any of this stuff, if you feel uncomfortable marketing, you feel uncomfortable with your online presence, you're not sure what to do, you're feeling freaked out, you could use a little bit of help, I'm here for you at a far reduced rate based on what I normally charge for one-on-one consulting as well as corporate consulting. So if you found this video valuable, please give it a thumbs up, tag some other business owners in there. If you have questions or if you disagree with me wholeheartedly, I want to hear about it. Definitely. I think that as small business owners and self-employed people, we need to stick together. We need to rally. We need to not give up. This is an opportunity to innovate. This is an opportunity to iterate. It's an opportunity to get stronger, and we can do it together. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.